Alright, hello and welcome to another Dragon's Prophet video. This one will be a bit more unscripted and just a bit more rough because I don't really have time at the moment to actually make a script, as if I ever did that. But yeah, I'm just throwing the info out there, and if you have the motivation to put it out of my ramblings, then I hope you can, and if not, then if you wanted it more packaged, then you wouldn't watch the shit anyway. So either way. So we will go over masteries, we will go over what armor to use, what dragons are useful, all that kind of jazz. Well, I mean, not every dragon that's useful because there's way too many that are generally useful. But yeah, that's on another note. So, either way, you are playing Mage. You are squishy as fuck. So that means you probably want some healing on your dragon and shit. So life reflux is a very good idea generally, and all that kind of healing. And also that brings up the discussion, is a Sky Touch more useful than a Wind Rider? And I would say in most cases, yes. Unless you're going for like max damage, which is only really useful for running DB and like Sothina and all that kind of stuff, because you don't really need max damage on running RG or something, but I'll get to that when we talk about the masteries. So yeah, in my opinion, first build your Sky Touch, then build your Wind Rider. Of course, you always want to favorite Ancient and all that kind of stuff, but like I said, we won't be going over that. Yeah. Basically how you need to build that. I hope that's like apparent. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, basically you have 3 different mastery page archetypes, I guess you could say, which are going to be useful. First of all, you of course have your double god page. And I'm just talking in a PvE perspective as always. I'm not talking about PvP, because I'm not playing PvP, because this game is too dead to actually have PvP. Thank you very much. Alright, so you have your double god page, right? Not that one, this one. Pretty much the only 2 important things in here is like nether bombing and thunderstorm. The weapon masteries actually only matter if you are running this like on its own, which is possible and definitely appropriate and useful in some cases. Like when you just, so yeah, that's definitely useful in some cases. Like when you're running, or in most cases actually, like when you're just running RG or AM or all that kind of stuff, where you can basically one-shot the enemy and just move on, because you need to lose aggro to use Apothic Restoration. Yeah, so in that case, if you wanted to do that, I would highly recommend you to not take this, but take this, because this is a lot more magic damage when you like put it up to 10 in comparison to this. Like Elemental Grasp only gives you 10% completely passive, but this one gives you up to 30%. Yeah, the Draconic Knowledge, I hope this is pretty self-explanatory from the attribute distribution video I did and the mounted combat or the mounting for physical classes video I did. Charisma always depends on your stats and your dragon stats and like the mount buff and all that kind of shit. Alright. So, but yeah, you have these 2 skills, right? This one is passive, this one is active. What this allows you is to cast this skill from another mastery page and to basically swap the page and have it on this page where you don't have to skill it, right? That's pretty cool, and that's where what we're going to take advantage of for like the max damage rotations and shit. This is useful for when you can't one-shot RG bosses yet, at least not all of them. And if you if you're running DB and all that kind of stuff, it's just useful. So yeah, you have this. All right, we pretty much went over this. Then you have one potential way of like a Dragon Soul regen page. So say you just wanted to use this, which is possible and probably useful for when you're just running stuff solo. So say you are in R3 and like I said, you can't one-shot the bosses yet. Then you probably won't, oh, oopsie. You probably want to use something like this. You just put all your Dragon Soul stuff you want to use in here, which is pretty much Adrenaline and like Apothic Restoration and like maybe Divine Spring, but probably not. Alright, so you have this stuff, right? And then you have used up your energy and shit, right? You go to this page, you use Stone Body, you go to one hand, you just fucking go, or yeah, you just, I'm just going to wait for this, okay. So, and then we have Frostbolt, right? Frostbolt is pretty stupid because it has Dragon Soul regeneration in a combo skill. And if you didn't know, Dragon's Prophet is totally not a completely broken game with like a bajillion bugs which you can use to your advantage. And this is one of them. You can use combo skills double like any of them. So basically what you're going to do is, the normal combo is you are going to do Frostbolt, so in this case 3, and then left click, right click, right? But when we are pressing the right click, we are also pressing W to move forward a bit, right? And what that results in, you can see here. I hope at least. Yeah, okay, I fucked it up. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you double cast it, wonderful. And this like regenerates your soul very stupidly fast. Like actually just stupid. Let me just demonstrate if I can. Right, didn't work there. Okay, I seem to be incompetent right now. But yeah, let's just say it's stupid. The problem with this is when you play with more players and you have like a big group of people hammering at a boss in, say, DB or in Chardina or wherever, this shit is not going to, it's just not going to work. First of all, you need to move up like very close to the enemy to actually be able to cast the shit, right? So that's not very good. And then the other problem with it is that you need to have pretty high FPS to use it actually, because sometimes when you have pretty low FPS, you do this and you do this and then you press right click, but it doesn't actually do the right click. So Dragon's Prophet, very good game. Stuff works. TM. Either way, I wouldn't recommend to do this, like, you know, for that kind of occasion. But yeah, basically if you wanted to use it just like this, you would put on your adrenaline and whatever. Oh yeah, basically you're also on a net page, so if you wanted to heal, then like any heal will heal you for like ridiculous amounts. But yeah, basically you just use adrenaline and your other stuff, right? You just do this to regen your other shit. You should have your dragon out all the time. I'm stupid, I don't have it. Then you just double guard mount. Wonderful. Okay, cool. And the other page that I'm going to show you is basically the same thing, just more, let's say, reliable or like stable. So basically you are also going to use the stone body from here, so you can wrote this out. You also use the stone body, and then you go into the third page, which is, yeah, I should show it off first. So basically, it's just prairie fire and its wings. That's like the most important stuff. Then you have some weapon mastery stuff in here, which I'm going to explain in a moment. Yeah, of course, you have your elemental activation. This you could replace for like even defensive shit or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I just have the crit here to get a little bit more damage on mortar and shit. But yeah, so basically you just get stone body from this page, right? Right, let me just waste this stuff quick. Alright, cool. So you just get stone body from here, you swap over, and then you are going to do prairie fire and wings. And if there are a lot of enemies, then you can regen a lot of your dragon soul with the wings and with the prairie fire, okay? And then you also have the thunder mark right here. So this will cost 100 soul to cast and give you 110 back, I think. The thing is, if you have like a bigger mob group, you can actually cast this and it will give you like way more back for some reason. So let me just use up some of the stuff. Yeah, okay, so that didn't really work out since there's only 2 enemies, but you could see I gained a little bit. And yeah, so that's useful for this. And then like when you do all this shit, right? Rip. Okay, so you cast your prairie fire, you cast your wings, right? You have some downtime and you don't have full energy. What will you do in between? So we have this weapon rotation, which is basically you need thunder core, you need electric pulse, you need lightning flash, and you need thunder raid. That's like your bread and butter, just fucking weapon combo. It's very useful and does a lot of damage. Basically what you are going to do is you cast thunder core, you cast lightning flash, then electric pulse, then you're going to cast thunder rage, which is going to reset electric pulse so you can cast that again. And if you just do that in action, then it looks roughly like this, and it just does a lot of damage. And that's cool and shit, right? We're going for max deeps and shit. So yeah. But then when you have that kind of stuff ready, you have like your bar is full, and you just wait for your thunder wings to come back so you can actually regen the energy that you needed to spend for the adrenaline, right? So you do adrenaline, you do elemental activation, you do the wings, then you go to your first page, you debuff, and then you do this shit. Wonderful! You can play mage. That's like everything there is to know. This is useful for max DPS when you are in DB and you're just trying to go ham as much as possible just to fucking one-shot the first boss, first phase, and whatever the fuck. And yeah, this is useful for that kind of shit. Yeah. That's pretty much most of it. Yeah, this other stuff here isn't really that important. One important thing, if you notice yourself dying very often because there's like a lot of mobs aiming at you and shit, use Swamp Pool. Like, just put it on 10, on whatever. Like, you don't actually need this Ice Shard and Frost Ring shit right here, or this Roaring Thunder shit here. Just use Swamp Pool. By the way, this weapon rotation that I just showed is also very useful and definitely usable for this first page and does more than when you are, say, using thunder, roaring thunder or whatever the fuck. I mean, you can definitely do a lot of damage with roaring thunder and all that kind of stuff, since you can also abuse that fucking bug we just discussed right here, right? You just do 5 and then you do W fucking, oh, okay. But yeah, you can also double cast the stuff after roaring thunder, which is, you know, it's like, whatever, Dragon's Prophet, you know. Okay, yeah, it actually doesn't want to work right now, but that's fine with me. But yeah, that's pretty much what you need to know. You should go for magic shards on your mage. You should go for DA armor, like I said. Yeah, and you should probably use a Sky Touch in most situations, unless you're running like DB or something, where you don't necessarily need the healing, because you have other people that are tanking for you, and that's like it. Happy birthday. You have your fucking mage certificate, or whatever the fuck. Have fun with it.